Hello there, Mr. Sutton here, bringing you this lesson on operations with polynomials. In this one specifically, we're going to be multiplying polynomials using the distributive property and a technique that I call FOIL. Just to get you warmed up, take a sec to pause the video and try this problem here. All right, let's see how you did. So we have a number outside of parentheses being multiplied by the parentheses. We are going to use our distributive property. So that means this negative 3x is going to get multiplied by each of the terms inside this parentheses. So times 5x squared, we're going to have negative 15 x to the, remember we're adding the exponents if we multiply the same base. So this is going to be x to the third, because we have 1 plus 2 for the exponents. Next, negative 3x times negative 8x, that's going to be positive 24x squared. And then multiplying it by our constant, we'll have negative 27x. For our next question, the situation's a little bit different here. We still have parentheses, but this time we have two parentheses with binomials in them instead of just a single term outside of one parentheses. So how do we do this situation? It turns out we can actually use the distributive property again whenever you have the situation of something plus something times something else. You can multiply that something else, in this case the x plus 9, by both of the somethings in your first parentheses. Or you can do it the other way around. We could do x plus 7 distributed to the x and the 9. So what this will look like, this x here is going to get multiplied by the x plus 9. And this x plus 9 is also going to get distributed to this plus 7. So it's just distributive property, but you're having bigger things to distribute this time around. All right, so what do we do at this point? Well, we can distribute again. This is like the easier distributive property here. So we'll have x squared plus 9x plus 7x plus 63. And one other thing we have to do here that we didn't have to do on the last problem, notice that we have some like terms at the end here. Sometimes that happens. Very often it happens. So we can combine that into 16x to round out our final answer here. Now, that last way of multiplying binomials will always work, but it's definitely a little bit longer than we need to take. So we can, if we wanted to do this problem, write it out as 5x times the second parentheses minus 3 times the second parentheses. But I'm going to show you a shortcut called FOIL that allows us to do the same operations, the same multiplications, without writing that extra step. So the F in FOIL means we're going to multiply the first terms in each of the parentheses together. So 5x times 2x, which is 10x squared. The O here means we're going to multiply the outer terms together. So that's the 5x and the negative 1 here. That'll be negative 5x. And then the I stands for the inner terms. So negative 3 and 2x gives us negative 6x. Finally, L, as you might guess, is the last terms. So that'll be the negative 3 and the negative 1, which gives us positive 3. And then, just like before, combine like terms. So we'll have 10x squared minus 11x plus 3. I'm going to give you another one now. Try multiplying these binomials using the FOIL shortcut. Pause the video and give it a shot. All right, let's see if we did it right. So first, that's x squared times x squared. So that's x to the fourth. 2 plus 2 is 4. Outers, we got x squared times negative 7. So negative 7x squared. Inners, negative 5 times x squared, negative 5x squared. And then the last's negative 5 times negative 7, positive 35. Don't forget to combine like terms, anything that has the same variables and exponents. So we'll have x to the fourth minus 12x squared plus 35. We're going to take a look at some slightly trickier cases now. This is a common one where you have not 2 but 3 terms or factors to multiply together. So how can we do 3 things at once? Well, the answer is we can't. A lot of people are tempted to try to distribute this 8x to all of these parentheses, but that's not mathematically correct. Think of this as if this was like 8 times 2 times 4. You're not going to multiply the 8 by the 2 and the 4, right? You're just going to multiply the first 2 things together, get an answer, then you're going to multiply that by the next thing. And you could just keep going from left to right, multiplying 2 things together at a time. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to start by distributing to one of the parentheses, usually the first one you see, so it's not awkward. So that would be 8x squared minus 48x. And then, now we've got our old situation with two binomials. We'll just go ahead and FOIL that. Pause the video and take a sec to do the rest of that problem. All right, let's see what we have here. First is going to give us 24x cubed. Outers is going to give us 16x squared. Inners, 3 times 48, let's see, that's going to be 144, negative 144x squared. And then finally we have lasts, that's negative 96x. We do have like terms in the middle here. Those can combine to give us negative 128x squared. And this one's done. We're going to do one more problem here, and this is kind of the final boss battle of this lesson. So here we have a binomial times a trinomial. And we're wondering, well, can I use the FOIL process here? There's only two things being multiplied. Unfortunately, FOIL only works on 2-by-2 problems. If you tried to use FOIL here, you could think about the first terms, but the outer terms, you'd have 2x and 4. You would not be multiplying the 2x by the 8x. Same thing with the inners and the lasts. You're going to completely miss out on this 8x. So in order to do this correctly, we have to use our longer approach that we saw in the beginning. So we can rewrite this as 2x times the whole second parentheses. Yuck, I know, but it'll pay off in the end. And then we've got negative 7 times that whole second parentheses. So you don't have to write all this stuff out. If you can keep track of in your head, I'm going to multiply 2x by all the stuff over here, and then I'm going to multiply negative 7 by all the stuff over here. You can do it that way. I usually write this out, though, just so I don't lose anything. So now we just do a whole bunch of distributing and combining like terms. From left to right now, this will be 16x cubed, 16x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x. Then we've got negative 56x squared, negative 56x, and finally negative 28. We have a few like terms that we can combine. 16x squared and 56x squared, negative 56. That'll be negative 40x squared. 8x and negative 56x, that'll be negative 48x. And then the 16x cubed and the negative 28 are going to hang around because there's no other like terms. So I've got a little graphic to share with you now that we've done this one, and that is this right here, a clamshell. Now, why am I showing you this random clamshell? Because if you actually were to draw the lines connecting the things that are being multiplied together, it would look kind of like a clamshell. So I kind of call this the clamshell approach, and it'll work on anything that you're multiplying together, no matter how many terms are in each thing. There you go, clamshell. Until next time, Mr. Sutton signing off.